starting day 4, heading southbound over Blood Mountain. Should be an 11-mile day. It's gonna be the longest that we've done so far, and there's about 2,600 feet of elevation. So this will be a long one. It'll be a good test for us, but we do have a hot dinner at the end, so we're excited about that. Let's go. Hey, that's a cool rock. Pretty neat day today on Blood Mountain. This is what the trail looks like. A bunch of stone steps and then up. Back it out to show some depth perception. Look at that view with rays of sunshine coming behind her. So coming down the trail and look what we see. The Blood Mountain Shelter. We finally made it to the top. Took us 2 hours to climb it, coming southbound. And met a couple other guys up here. So come around the front and check this out. I think once we turn this corner, there's a rock over here to climb. Coming southbound, but let's check it out. Yeah, there we go. A lot of folks stop here and film, climb up the rock, get a good photo. We may do that, but the shelter's pretty blown out. It's been here for years and years on the AT. I believe they said it was built in the 30s. Whew, that's a long step. But yeah, nobody really stays in here anymore with the windows being banged out, and it's pretty drafty and windy up here at the top. So, but here's Blood Mountain Shelter. And it's been cleaned out. I've seen it before where people have stayed in here and everything, but left tents and sleeping bags and all that stuff. Yeah, Blood Mountain. Look at that view right there. See, let me zoom in on that view. Yeah. So I had a little bit of a flat section where I wasn't breathing too heavy. Figured I would check in. So let me give it to you. Hey now. We actually this morning are going southbound over Blood Mountain and pretty excited. And we slack packed it because we're going back to the hostel for tonight and then on to the AT kickoff at Neal's Gap tomorrow. But we ran into the guys that we hiked with on day 1. So Kelly, we saw him first thing this morning. Noah. We saw Freebird and Buzz, 2 guys that have been hiking partners for a long time. Just fantastic gentlemen. We'll probably run into Tom and Jimmy shortly, the father and son team out of Boston. Pretty exciting, man. Being out on trail, I always thought that it'd be fun to run into all different types of people from different backgrounds, but after a couple nights in the hostel, man, we've had the best time, even at the campgrounds, the shelters, all those places. And as we caught up to that first group today with Buzz and Freebird and Noah and Kelly, they showed us their pack. One guy had his backpack chewed through from a mouse in the shelter last night. And then another guy had a hip belt pocket chewed through because he had forgot about some peanut M&Ms he had in there. So the mouse enjoyed those. And you can see the little hole where he crawled in, ate, and crawled out. We did run into Bane and Nutella again, and I'll tell you, they're just a fantastic couple. They're smiling, they're excited, just a really neat couple, and we've enjoyed hiking around them too. And it's kind of neat because, one day someone will stop short, do a 4-miler, and then everyone will move on, and then the next day you'll hike an 8 and someone else will have knee road, you run into them again. It's kind of like this slinky effect. So we're really enjoying it out here though, and so glad that we made the arrangements to get out here and do it this year. So really appreciate my work for listening to me a year and a half ago, have a crazy idea and tell them that I want to take a leave. work at a real estate franchising office, and I was a VP of franchise development, and telling everybody that I wanted to take time off. They were like, "Are you nuts, man?" So anyway, just want to check in, but we got to book out some miles, and I don't want to twist my ankle, so I'm going to log out of here and roll on. See ya. Thought this area of woods looks pretty interesting, that y'all would want to see it. It's just been coming down the southbound side of Blood Mountain, but I love it when we get a terrain change. Sometimes pop into the tunnel, sometimes get this nice plush trail to walk down, and it's just as far as you can see is almost like it's been cleared out a little. But again, like, here's some of these animal markings down here. Trail flattened out for a little bit. Thought I would just say hey now and talk a little bit about terminology. So we did this on TikTok. We did a series about terminology, but not on here, and I'm not gonna make it long. But when you hear us say Nobo, that means northbound. And when you hear us say Sobo, that means southbound. There's 3 other terms that you'll hear, 1 a lot, and then 2 not so many. Is zero, Nero, and hero. And so a zero is when you wake up and you do no hiking at all that day. Like, you have stayed at a hostel or a hotel, and you decide, you know what, today is going to be a recovery day fully, and I'm going to take a 0 day. And you'll hear us say that, I'm sure, in a few days. The next one is Nero, and Nero is what we did on Wednesday. Nero means you get up, you do a little bit of hiking, but not quite like a full day's worth. Maybe 2, 3, 5, 6 miles, something like that. Then you pop off to a hotel or hostel, or set up a campsite, whatever your choice is. Shorter day, and it could be for weather, it could be for nursing an injury. There's a lot of reasons why people take Neros. And the last one is hero. And a hero day is when you hike 26.2 miles. And so you won't hear that term. Probably, if we do any of those, it'll probably be up towards Pennsylvania, that area, but maybe Northern Virginia. So anyway, we'll check in. We are coming down our last little decline for the day, and I can tell you that I don't even want to film this. My legs hurt so bad, and I'm so tired. And we thought that slack packing like a 12-miler almost would be a better day, but coming over Blood and then the little peak back into Woody Gap southbound was not ideal. So just lesson learned there, but we're gonna drop back to 8s with the pack and then not try to rush it. So anyway, hey now, head north. day 4. These are always
Great lighting.
yeah. So we started the day at Neal Gap and went southbound, and the goal was a slack pack and test out a 12-mile day to see kind of where we were at. Bad idea.
It was great. The Blood Mountain was great.
Oh yeah, the views on Blood Mountain. Actually, the view on Preacher Rock. As it goes, there was a preacher that used to write his sermons, and he would hike the mile up to Preacher Rock, and he would practice them at Preacher Rock. That's why they call it that. But a great sermon, great view on that rock. But I don't know. How'd you feel today?
Blood Mountain was great. I think our first 7 or 8 miles were good, and I think we overdid. The Preacher Mountain was the doozy that we were tired at the end, and
yeah, that was the hike up the back of it coming southbound from Blood Mountain was definitely tough near the end of the day. It was like the last third of the day, and took a while to get up it. And then to get down it, like the first 200 or 300 yards to get down it was super steep, and just like 2.5 foot step downs at some places and roots all over the place. But yeah, it was kind of interesting, but a great day though. I'm not complaining. Like, we knew what we were getting into.
Did you say we went Sobo?
Yeah, I did. I said Sobo
okay.
in there. So arm gets tired holding that. So yeah, it was a good day though. 12 miles. We're setting up tomorrow to get shuttled to Neal Gap, and I was just looking in the book. It'll probably be about 6 or 7 days before we hit another hostel or something to do laundry and clothes. So we're going to go to the AT kickoff tomorrow, and we'll film some there. But we appreciate all y'all following along. Hit like and subscribe.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.